Professor Tad Truscott and graduate student Randy Hurd are fluid dynamicists, meaning they study the way liquids behave. And here in Utah State University's Splash Lab, they've been tackling a pretty disgusting problem.
I think if you talk to most men, they would tell you there is a problem with urinals. Urinals are typically made out of porcelain.
You urinate onto the porcelain, and then when the stream impacts onto the urinal, some of that fluid gets splattered back towards you.
And so sometimes when you use a urinal, you get speckles on your pants, and it's kind of disturbing. So we thought that's obviously a fluids problem. This fluid is not behaving in a way you want it to. And so we should be able to figure out how to make a urinal or how to make some sort of thing to keep splatter from your pee from getting on your pants. And that's led to some development of a new urinal pad that we've been producing.
Obviously, I don't have much experience with this, but I'm interested to hear more because you've connected it to moss. I've seen different types of moss, but what specific type of moss is this?
So this is called Centricia nervis. It's a moss found in all high desert regions of the world.
Unlike ordinary plants, mosses don't have roots. So instead of drawing water up from the ground, they absorb it directly into their bodies. Because Centricia nervis lives in an area where water is extremely scarce, it's evolved specialized structures called awns that actually work to pull moisture out of the air.
If you look at this moss, it looks almost like it has gray hair, kind of like me, right?
Like a fuzz,
yeah.
like a gray fuzz.
Yeah, exactly. And those are the awns, the tips of each of the leaves.
The awns are covered in incredibly small grooves, which catch water molecules and fog droplets.
And when the droplet's big enough, it descends down and impinges on the leaf, and the leaf opens up.
Centricia nervis is also what scientists call deformable, which is basically just another way of saying flexible. When it rains, this flexibility allows the moss to absorb some of the energy from the falling drops. This lessens the splashback and helps it capture as much water as possible.
So basically what we did is we mimicked the awn, both in flexure, height, distance between each one, and diameter.
Well, I want to see some urinal pads.
Okay, let's do it. My graduate student, Randy, is going to show you the urinal pads and a little experiment, how we test it.
Excellent.
Okay, well, first let me show you the tester we use for the urinal pads. So that's this strange contraption right here. It consists of a reservoir with the water in it. The water flows through this tubing and then through this device that's made to simulate urination. And then down here we have a platform that we put the different pads on. And then we measure the amount of water that splashes off using this paper towel here, and any runoff goes to the bucket below it at the bottom. For this demonstration, we're just going to look at the color change on this paper towel.
Excellent. Well, let's see the different types of pads.
Okay, yeah, so we have a lot of different ones. We can 3D print various varieties, so you can see that some are tall, some have different spacing, some have larger diameters. After looking at the moss, we decided there were some other features we should incorporate, such as a semi-random orientation, and then also kind of a deformable structure.
Oh, check that out. It's rubbery.
That's right. Before we test them out, let me just show you what it's like without one of the pads. Okay, so we'll lower this into place. And then you can just squeeze these two little points together and water will flow out. There you go. So you can see already without any sort of disruptor down there, you can see a lot of water is splashing out on the sides, and it's already really dampened that. So you can imagine if those were your pants, it would be a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah, that would be a bad day. Randy and I are going to test the urinal pad that most closely resembles the moss. Its pillars are randomly arranged, and it's very soft and flexible. Feels like an anemone or something like that. That's interesting. Okay,
right.
Let's try it.
Okay, let's put it down there. And lower this bad boy. Would you like to do the honors?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Now that's impressive. There's barely any splashback there.
That's right. So you can see with this kind of moss-inspired design, very minimal splashback.
Excellent. That's really great. Randy and Tad don't expect their invention will change the world, but they do hope it can at least change a few lives.
Could save a lot of relationships. There are probably a lot of dates that end badly because of this problem.